At postgraduate level, we offer two programs, an MA in creative writing and an MFA in creative writing. The MFA, that's a Master of Fine Arts in creative writing. With the MA, we take about 12, 13, 14 students max. With the MFA, we take a lot less. The reason for this is that the MFA people come to us with a work fairly well completed. They probably would have done an MA already, or if they're coming from another university, they may have done an MPhil. In other words, they have a postgraduate degree in creative writing already. The MA is different. These are people who won't have done a full-time year-long course in creative writing, who come to us from a great variety of different areas. They generally have an English literature background, but for example, two of our certainly best students last year came from completely different areas, one from pharmacy and the other from nuclear physics. So it's a very wide spectrum. You see, you can't teach people to be creative. You know, that's not part of it. You can accelerate the pace at which people are developing creatively, which is a very different matter. So the people who come to us are already creative writers who really wish to kind of hone their craft. So we're interested in your development as a writer, no matter what shape or form that takes.
So, as I said,
the MA is an overall course. You get a chance to do the short story, you get a chance to look at the novel, well, maybe more than a look, I mean a very serious study of how the novel is constructed. You also get a chance to look at poetry. And the MFA is quite different because they come quite already well defined. They really come to perfect what they kind of already have. Now, sometimes that might only be 40,000 words of a novel, which might be, say, 70,000 words. Sometimes it's a complete draft. And our job is to try and shape it, to make suggestions as to how to put it into the marketplace, to send it on to publishers, to work further on it. There's a lot of angles on that particular course for students to take. But as I say, we only take a very small number, and a lot depends on the stage at which they are with the work. We can do an MFA in poetry, MFA in fiction, that's the novel, MFA in the short story, well, also fiction, and now we're introducing an MFA in drama, playwriting. So whatever area of interest you have, you will get specialist guidance from, very well-established writers, practitioners, academics, and otherwise. And finally, I mean, this is a very enjoyable course. It's enjoyed by, hopefully, everybody who comes on board. It's a funny thing, people who come on this course very often say, look, this is where I've been heading all along. This is where I want to be. This is where I should be. And that's often after a lot of a very circuitous route, which is true of the arts generally. People don't come into creative work or to work creatively in a very linear way as you might do perhaps as a scientist or whatever else. Usually there have been some false starts elsewhere. So we have a high level of, I think we'll call it consumer satisfaction, and a very high level of teacher satisfaction, because the feedback and the whole, I think the atmosphere is very good.